I don't think that Xaverian would be the place it is in terms of the school and the strength of community if it weren't for campus ministry.
Campus ministry is very much the lifeblood of the school. It's taking history and English and all those classes and putting them into actual moments. It's talking about spirituality, it's talking about formation, about service, about social justice. You know, what we're learning, we're educating young men for the future.
What I was really surprised at were the upperclassmen who were really friendly. You know, I was really small. I was expecting to get stuffed in a locker by the upperclassmen or try to avoid them, but they really wanted to get to know me and find out who I was. And that's what really piqued my interest about campus ministry, because I was wondering what made these kids this way, what made them so welcoming and nice that they wanted to get to know me, and how can I become like them?
Campus ministry is kind of the crown jewel of what Xaverian has to offer, because everything that campus ministry does is so inviting and so welcoming, and the memories that you make there, they're unforgettable.
If I had gone to my high school in my town, I probably wouldn't have been, open to all these opportunities to work with others and help volunteer and help raise money. Through programs that they have, I'm now able to do that.
In a letter of James, it says, "What good is faith without works?" I think service is a good way to, ground yourself and realize that there's more out there than just your small little world, and get more experience with the world, and also just to live out God's work.
I've been to every Spirit Hawk that I've been in school for, and now I'm a leader of the program. We lead the group in prayer, and we take our own small groups and lead them in discussion on the night's topic, which ranges from relationships with family and friends to discovering your own faith life.
Every student who goes through sophomore faith discusses relationship with self, with God, and with others. And at XLI, we encourage people to become servant leaders with Christ as their model.
The hope is that XLI gets them to a place where they understand the fact that they're a group of brothers, of students, of peers, not just individuals, but they're a community.
Going on a global encounter trip or an Exact or any of our other service programs really helps to put into focus what we are called here to do, which is to serve others and to listen to their stories and to be present to them.
I think it's really rewarding as a teacher, as a faculty member, as an administrator to take a group of students who think they know what they're in for and really have no idea what they're about to experience.
I went on Xaverian Global Encounter to South Dakota, and that was truly life-changing, because you go out there and the poverty that you see in South Dakota, that the Lakota people have to face, it's striking, and it really put things into perspective for me.
While we were in Rome, we toured the Vatican, and we toured different parts of the city. We got a private tour of the Scavi, which is the excavation under St. Peter's Basilica. We had an audience with the Pope. And then when we were in San Gimignano, it was a very reflective 4 days around the town. It was a very strong community building activity, and I really grew in my faith.
And you realize there is absolutely no difference between me and the person next to me except the family I was born into. And when you come to that deep reality that, hey, by the way, we're all human, we all inhabit the same earth, and we have to take care of earth, and we have to take care of each other, then it's a lot happier place to be.
I think campus ministry is so important here because it's outside of the classroom. We do so much learning here in the classrooms, in the library, in the centers, all over the place. But it's real life applications of things that you may not learn in the classroom.
Based on my experiences as an alum and my classmates, so much of the decisions that they've made in their lives, whether it's a career or it's a college or it's a course of studies, has had a lot to do with the activities they were involved in here.
The experiences I had at Stonehill with campus ministry, just to go along with the Xaverian experiences, really helped kind of shaped who I am and kind of how I want to live my life.
Every alumni I've talked to has come back and said, these programs are part of what they remember from their experience at Xaverian Brothers High School. They don't necessarily remember their third period English class in a February morning. They remember going on an Excel program in Boston and serving breakfast to somebody who at St. Francis House, or they remember going to XLI or going to Italy or going to Ecuador. Those are the programs that have really formed them to be good Christian young men in our world, which I think we need more of.
I always thought I wanted to be somebody who's successful, but my definition of what success is has changed because of campus ministry. Success isn't the number on your paycheck every week. It's maybe the number of people you helped that week or the magnitude of that one person that you helped.
with these sorts of experience comes great responsibility, and I know that's something I always really stress with my students, or any student that goes on a campus ministry event with me. I say, hey, the real meaning of that trip is probably coming afterwards, when you realize the responsibility that's been bestowed upon you to act in, for social justice and for things of that nature.
We would hate to have to turn someone away who wants to participate. And so being able to say yes and provide that other component to the Xaverian experience is such an important part of who we are and what we do.
My experience has been the students who can't afford are sometimes the students who, either most need it or are going to make the biggest impact when they get back.
I was not able to pay for a trip to go to Washington, D.C. for the March for Life. It was something that I really wanted to do, and the campus ministry department was able to help me fund that trip.
To have such a memorable experience, to be part of their formation of their character, to help them grow and learn and evolve as a human being and a Christian as well, it's vitally important.
The Catholic education at Xaverian creates an atmosphere where faith is something that's respected, and faith is something that you have to talk about. So when you talk about faith with your friends, those become deeper friendships, and those become lifelong friendships.
I've been very, very impressed with the campus ministry program here at Xaverian. Many Catholic schools, even when they have to cut budgets, and budgets are always tight everywhere, campus ministry sometimes is the program that people cut back on. But here there's a huge commitment to that program, and I think you really see it in the kids' growth, because I think they're educating these young men not just in terms of their studies, but I think also in terms of their moral development and a sense of service to the larger community.